Greetings everyone and welcome to my review of the Marvel Legends Demogoblin Build-A-Figure Wave Spider-Man Marvel's White Rabbit. And yeah, as you can tell, Amazon really like to mess up packaging, but luckily that's just the treasure on my plastic, and yeah, let's just open it up. And quickly, like I've been doing recently with Marvel Legends packaging, I just want to point out this background with the spider web and little spider symbols and stuff looks really cool. Just as I say, I think I said it with the Carnage review, this would work really well for Anti-Venom or any number of the white symbiotes, but yeah, this is still very cool. Silk Spider even, it would work really well. But yeah, I don't really care about packaging, I'm going to throw this away, but I just thought it was cool. And speaking of cool, that does bring us to the figure itself, which I'm not someone who's very familiar with Marvel's White Rabbit. It's a figure that I was mostly wanting for fodder use, but I thought I bought it new, I might as well use it in a review. And I think I'm going to have to get another one, because I need this figure on display now. It's such a neat design. As I say, I'm not too familiar with Marvel's White Rabbit generally, so based on the packaging images, this is mostly correct, though I assume they got art that was very close to it. But in terms of details that I really enjoy, the little clock on the waist is very cool. Obviously goes back to the Alice in Wonderland character. The design for the face, it's interesting. I'm not huge on the whiskers. It kind of looks more like a cat to me. But with the ears being how they are, which they are actually textured very nicely, it all works together. The hair is also... it's unfortunately one of those where it has a bit of, you know, action pose hair, you know, a wind machine going through its ordeal. But in terms of colours, it has a nice little brown wash over the, blonde coloured plastic. And it looks really cool. I'm a fan of it. Say, not too big on it, flowing like that, but still very cool. The little bow tie piece is actually separate. It can be moved. The jacket is separate, can be removed, obviously. And then you've got little fluffy boots at the bottom, which are quite nice, honestly. I really do like that look. And it kind of brings everything together back to being this rabbit aesthetic, even though, you know, the rest of the outfit is pretty smooth overall. I mean, there's a bit of nice texturing for the fabric, but you know what I mean. Going over articulation, there is a hinge and swivel at the neck, but it's kind of hindered by the hair going back and then the bow tie going forward. So if I quickly just pop that off, there we go, remove the bow tie, we'll be able to have a better look at that. There we go. It is a tight fit, it's not supposed to be removed really. But you do have, buries the chin, which is great if you don't want to have the bow tie but still want to pose it in a position. That works. Back isn't really helped by it, but you can see a bit better the kind of look that you're going for if you've got full back. At the torso, there's not really anything. I believe there is some articulation, yeah, right in the centre, which is alright. Doesn't allow for any forward or back, as far as I can tell, that might be the jacket holding it back. Nothing at the waist, unfortunately. Then at the arms, we have out, all the way around, obviously it's hinge and swivel. We have single elbow, which a little less than 90, not great, not brilliant, I'm fine with that. And then we've got a hinge and swivel at the wrist with a sideways, which is kind of unfortunate because of the fact that this is a weapon holding hand. But based on the weapon that I'll get into in a moment, I don't hate that completely. At the legs, we do have, if I just get the jacket out of the way a little bit, we have out is better than some Spider-Man. We got forward, back kind of runs into the sculpt there. It's not the jacket, it's the sculpt. And then double knee goes most of the way. Not bad. Runs into itself a little bit there, but not much. And then at the top of the boot, I suppose, there's a boot cut for rotation. And then you got forward, back, and forward-facing pin for rocker. So overall, a very well articulated figure. So yeah, also it is worth mentioning, jacket is complete reuse from the MCU version of the Scarlet Witch. Obviously it's just in blue rather than red. Otherwise, I think it's majority new sculpt. The legs are probably reused, but I think everything else is actually originally from this character, though I think that it has been reused since. The head obviously is completely unique. But yeah, let's get into comparisons. Before comparisons, in fact, accessories, we do have a umbrella, I suppose, with a little shoot thing. This is something that I really associate with like DC villains, like the Penguin, and that, as I say, just fit into the right hand. It's a little bit tight, it's a little bit fiddly. You kind of have to push the thumb out of the way, and yeah, when it's in there, it looks pretty good. I'm probably actually not going to display that. I'm probably going to give her a gun, but you know, I think that works. You can point that out a little bit. I say the fact that it's side-to-side hinge is really not great for something like this, where really she should be pointing it like that, whereas that's bending the peg a little bit, but yeah, it's alright. And then for Build-A-Figure pieces, you actually get the Demogoblin glider and a stand to go with it. And just taking it off the stand real quick, which is just the basic Hasbro, ball joint stand. Very nice, very useful. This looks amazing. And I really want to use this for something, because I'm not going to get any other figures from this wave. But this looks really cool, so hopefully I'll be able to use it with something like a Ghost Rider maybe in the future, or maybe even just for fun use it with like a Johnny Storm figure, something like that. But yeah, overall, very cool. You got little foot pegs, you got little details like the face on it. Overall, very nice piece. And that does bring us to comparisons. We have the Marvel Legends Venom Pool Wave Carnage, which has a pretty standard male body overall. It's based pretty heavily on the Bucky cap. It's not Bucky cap, it has butterfly shoulders. But the height there is actually surprisingly, she's taller, which I'm fine with. I don't hate that. He's crouched most of the time anyway in the display. And then a Black Series Stormtrooper. I say this every time I bring them on. The old body, which this one is, feels a little bit short for me, a bit short for a Stormtrooper, but I think that works, and overall that's fine. And then, as always, for mixed comparisons, we have the Siege Wolf Cybertron Soundwave and the Jazzwares Fortnite Legendary Series Fish Stick, which, yeah, so it's definitely not 7-inch, it's 6-inch, clearly. It fits with pretty much anything that's 6-inch that I have, at least, and you know what, let me just quickly grab DC Universe 7-inch figures. Yeah, it stands pretty well. You could easily fit that into a 7-inch display if you wanted to. And on that note, that is going to be it for this review. So thanks for watching, like, subscribe, tell me what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!